The city beat was a familiar drum, a rhythm I thought I knew. I was Sizwe, once the architect of shadows, now just an artist teaching kids how to dream in color. The ink on my skin, once alive with power, had gone quiet. My tattoos, stories of a life I tried to forget, were fading into memory. Life was simple, quiet, just the way I wanted it. Then, the whispers started. Not from the streets, but from the walls of my art school. The kids heard them first. Giggles turned to nervous glances. The walls are talking. Teacher Sizwe, a little girl told me, her eyes wide. I dismissed it as imagination. Kids, right. But that night, alone in the studio, I heard it too. It was a language I didn't know, ancient and guttural, resonating from the very bones of the building. It felt like the stone and plaster were groaning, trying to tell me something. I pressed my ear to the cool wall, and the whispers grew louder, clearer, pulling at something deep inside me, something dormant. I jolted awake on the studio floor. The morning sun streamed in, but everything was wrong. The hallway outside my door had twisted, impossibly long and narrow. Windows had appeared where solid brick used to be, staring out into a sky that wasn't Johannesburg's. The building had reshaped itself while I slept. And there, in the main gallery, was a door, a solid oak door, intricately carved, where a blank wall had stood just yesterday. My heart hammered against my ribs. A cold dread, a familiar dread, washed over me. This wasn't just strange architecture. This was a summons. My past was knocking. Hesitantly, I reached for the handle. The metal was cold, humming with a strange energy. My tattoos, the faded lines on my arms and chest, flickered with a faint, ghostly light. The whispers urged me on, a chorus from beyond the door. I took a deep breath, turned the handle, and pulled. Darkness greeted me, not the absence of light, but a living, breathing void. And within it, a sight that stole the air from my lungs, a sliver of the city of shadows. The impossible, monochrome metropolis I had fought to seal away was alive. Broken, but alive. A fragment had survived. I stepped through the doorway, and the world of color and sound vanished. I was back in the eerie silence of the Shadow City. The air was thick, heavy with forgotten things. This place was a scar, a wound that refused to heal, and I was standing right in the middle of it. Then I saw the crack, a jagged tear in the fabric of this shadow reality. It pulsed with a malevolent light. This was it, the unfinished corridor, the very prison where I had trapped Mandla, and it was broken. A chill colder than any shadow snaked down my spine. A formless wisp of darkness seeped from the crack. It coalesced, shifting, lacking solid shape, but radiating pure malice. It was just a piece, an echo, but I knew that presence, Mandla, a fragment of his essence, had escaped. My greatest failure was clawing its way back into the world. As the shadow fragment of Mandla writhed, another figure emerged from the cityscape. This one was different, ancient, powerful. He was tall, his form made of shifting geometric patterns and flowing lines, like living blueprints. He wasn't a shadow, he was a creator. Sizwe, his voice was like grinding stone and rustling parchment. You have returned. He introduced himself as Umqambi, an architect spirit from a time before colonizers set foot on African soil. He told me the power I wielded, the ink in my veins, was far older than I knew. Kaizer told you lies, Umqambi declared, his form solidifying into a regal, imposing figure. He stole this power. It does not belong to the bloodline he created. It belongs to the land. It belongs to us. My world tilted on its axis. Everything I thought I knew about my abilities, my heritage, was a lie. He explained the catastrophe. The City of Shadows hadn't just been sealed, it had shattered. It had fragmented into shards, scattered across the entire continent like broken glass. Each shard was a seed of chaos, warping reality, birthing anomalies, and unleashing horrors. The shadow you see Umqambi gestured towards Mandla's escaped essence is just the first drop in a coming storm. The shards are corrupting everything they touch. You sealed the city, Sizwe. Now you must cleanse the wounds it left behind. I looked at my hands. The tattoos were glowing faintly now, a steady pulse of silver light. I didn't want this. I wanted my quiet life, my students, the smell of paint. But the whispers in the walls, the impossible door, Mandla's return, it was all my responsibility. The past I ran from had caught me. I looked at the ancient spirit, then at the formless shadow. My quiet life was over. The architect of shadows had a new purpose, not just to build, but to hunt. Where do I start? I asked, the words tasting like ash. Umqambi's geometric face almost seemed to smile. "We start," he said, "with the first wound. Thank you for watching this deep dive into the next chapter of Inkwane. If you're as excited as we are to see Sizwe hunt down the shards, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more breakdowns. Let us know in the comments what kind of anomalies you think Sizwe will face. See you next time.